Hi, I'm Jana, and this is a real mom car tour of the 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander. This is a hybrid engine. It's a 2.5-liter four-cylinder that is also all-wheel drive with an MSRP at $52,000 with so many great features. I cannot wait to show you more, but I want to start in the driver's seat because I fell in love the minute I sat down. In the driver's seat, I truly do have everything at my fingertips. I feel like I'm in the cockpit of my mom missile. I love the fact we have the gear shifter and set of buttons and this 12.3-inch color touchscreen which has wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, and it's lowered so it's not obstructing my field of vision. We have a fully digital driver information center which is fully customizable. This is equipped with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which has your lane departure assist, your blind spot monitoring, your pre-collision, and a suite of safety features that you can control right from your steering wheel. A fantastic feature is hands-free voice assistance. Hey Toyota.
What do you want to do?
I'm hot.
Setting the driver's temperature to 70 degrees.
On your color touchscreen, you can control your music, your devices, and then you can toggle through things with the car, like your energy flow, when you can see your hybrid system where the energy's going. One thing I really like is that you have some flexibility. You can control your climate on the touchscreen, but it's also pulled out. So you can toggle the rear climate control on and off for this tri-zone climate control. We also have heated and ventilated seats for both front seat passengers. You have two USB-C charging ports here and here, and a little surprise up here on the dash in front of the passenger. You have an additional one here, and this little storage tray, which I feel like if you're charging, you just store your phone or device or tablet right in here. We also have extra storage, 2 cup holders, your electronic parking brake, your auto hold, which I call the fast food button, and you can select your drive modes right here. And for this all-wheel drive vehicle, we have Eco. Isn't that so pretty? I love the look of Eco. This is our sport drive mode and what it looks like right in front of the driver, which is so sharp. And then we also have trail mode on your all-wheel drive mode. And if you hit the button in the center, it goes back to normal. You also have your EV mode and your hill descent control button. In your armrest, you have plenty of storage, including this storage tray, which you can move around or remove altogether. And you have a 12-volt plug in here. But what makes this Grand Highlander so grand is how much room we have for the second and third row passengers. So let's see if it lives up to our expectations. In the second row, it's easy to see why this is so grand. Right away, I have so much legroom that you can see here. These seats are on rails. So this is all the way back. And of course, you can move these way up and way back depending on who needs more legroom in which row. The other thing that I think is so cool is this removable cup holder area right here, which also, if you look at this is to hold tablets and devices, and there's a little cushiony like rubber thing so they're not rattling around. This is very similar to the console area in the Lexus TX because they are sister vehicles. But if you're gonna have children, if you're gonna have car seats installed here and you want people to be able to get to the third row, I would remove this and store it somewhere so that there's no tripping or just junking it up. It's really easy to put in and out. The next thing I want you to look at is the fact that these outboard seats are both heated and each person has a USB-C charging port, and there's an additional household plug right here. We also have built-in sunshades on both sides and your vents are up top. These seats are also perforated and really comfortable. I like the bolstering that they use here. You have lower latches in both outboard seats, an additional set of lower latches on the passenger side in the third row. We also have some really good storage in the door. We have an additional container here where you can put a bottle. We have a small area here and then additional felt lined area right here to help you get in and out of the vehicle. A couple ways to get into the third row. You can obviously walk through the middle like we talked about. You can slide this forward since it is on rails, or you can tilt and slide using this handle, and there's also a latch on the shoulder. So in the third row, this seat is all the way back on the rails, and I still have a couple inches of legroom. You will also notice, I'm going to call these stadium style because the bottom of this seat cushion is much higher than the bottom of this seat cushion. And why that's important is so that people can see out. You are less likely to get sick if you have some visibility, if you're somebody who normally gets nauseous on car rides and that sort of thing. And if you have younger folks back here that can't see out, it's just more miserable. I like the fact that they're sitting up higher. They can see what's happening. They can see what's around them. And I really like how this glass is stretched, again, just for more visibility for the third row passengers. It's bringing them in. It used to suck to sit in the third row, but not in the Grand Highlander. You also can put a plethora of snacks and drinks back here. Look at these cup holders. It's such an interesting configuration right here where you can fit 2, 3 bottles, snacks, devices, whatever you need to put back here. You can also charge. A USB-C charger is on each side for devices. And one of the things I should have showed you getting in and out is this handle. If I'm trying to get out of the vehicle, there's a couple things that make it a lot easier. So look at this seatbelt tether. You can tether your seatbelt here so that people aren't tripping over it. And then you have a palm rest. So as you're exiting the vehicle, it's just a little bit more convenient. Important to note that we do have headrest in every seating position. Your lower latches, like I mentioned earlier, are right here on the passenger side. And this middle seat is not miserable. It's a decent size seat if you were going 3 across in the third row. For girls' night, or if you're just hauling a bunch of people, or if you're carpooling, you have 3 older kids in the back, it's really not bad. Your vents are up top with your reading lights, and these seats are set up on a 60-40 split that will lay flat for you. So if you're hauling or you need extra cargo and you don't have passengers in third row, this is very flat, great for your animals. A little POV from the third row of the Grand Highlander. This is a sizable vehicle. We do have a hands-free liftgate, so as long as you have the key on you, you just swipe, which is so helpful when you have your hands full with groceries and all of the things. So with the third row up, I don't have my suitcases, but you can see you still have good storage. You could fit several large suitcases and all of your Costco haul back here. But if you need more room, you can drop these seats. And look at how much storage you have if you need this much. I mean, most of us are buying third row vehicles because we actually use the third row. But if you don't need to, I feel like this is a ton of cargo area. You also have an additional household plug right here. And your spare tire is under here. So we're gonna bring this third row back up and we're gonna check out the outside of the Grand Highlander Limited. I love the styling of the Grand Highlander. You have 20-inch alloy wheels on the Limited. You also have LED headlights, fog lights, and LED tail lights. And I just want to have a moment of appreciation for this grille. I didn't realize how bold it was until they dropped it off at my house, but I love the look of this. It just really gives me boss mom vibes. The side mirrors are power folding, and you do have a blind spot monitor in each power mirror. You also have a light underneath illumination that will welcome you to the vehicle, and it will shine on the driver's side Grand Highlander. In the back, I really like the light design. I like the fact that we do have auto sensing rear and front wipers, and I like this brake light bar that goes across the top. I also really appreciate the fact that Grand Highlander is body colored for the Limited, and you have your hybrid badging and your all-wheel drive badging right here in the back. I just think it looks neat. I think it looks sporty. I just like everything about it. And it's really hard to say something negative or something I wish they would change about this, because right now, I've only been driving it a couple days. I have not picked up on anything that I don't like about this car thus far.